Hello, welcome to Fast Fun. Let's get started, so straight into our standing exercises since hopefully we've done our warm up. So we're going to start with our one leg circle. We're going to put the hands up at the hip bones and drop just in and down slightly to those lower tummy muscles. We're going to breathe in to prepare, and then as we breathe out, we're going to float one thigh up so it's just in line with the hip. We're going to keep breathing out as we circle it for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. At the top, we're going to take a nice breath in. And then as we breathe out, we're going to tuck this opposite side in underneath us, and then we're going to circle the other way for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. We're going to bring that thigh back up to hip height, nice deep breath in, right down to those lower ribs, and then if you want to, you're going to bend the supporting knee for our next 5, if not, keep your legs straight. So we're going to circle 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. We're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, opposite way, 2, 3 and 4 and 5. Breathing in as we bring it up to hip height, either lower the leg down if you're feeling tired, or if you want to do the last little bit, we're just going to straighten that leg out. And we're going to hold 2, 3, 4 and 5. Let it come back down, give that leg a little shake. We're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, weight transfers to the other side as we float that thigh up in line with the hip. Breathing in to prepare. Switching on these tummy muscles, lengthening up through the spine, and then we're going to circle around 2, 3, 4 and 5. Breathing in at the top, breathing out as we circle the other way. Breathing in at the top. Either keep going with your circles as they were, or sink down into that supporting leg. 3 and 4 and 5. Breathing in and then out. Letting the shoulders relax. 4 and 5. Lengthening out through that supporting leg, bringing the knee up in line with the hip. If you're finished, tired, pop that leg down. If you want a little bit more, breathing in to prepare. And as we breathe out, just straightening that leg out as far as it's comfortable for 5 and 4 and 3, a little higher, and 2 and 1, and let that leg rest. Good. Let's just do one more exercise in standing. We're going to breathe in to prepare. As we breathe out, our leg taps the opposite hand and then taps behind us. Breathing in as we come forward, out as we come back for 10 and 9 and 8. So kind of simulated running motion. 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. It's going to stay at the back there. Hips square round to the front so they're in line with each other. Chest is drawn back. We're just going to tap that foot up and down for 10 and 9 and 8 and 7, 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Bring the legs together, lengthening up. Let the shoulders rest down. Collarbones are wide. We're going to do the same on the other side. So breathing in to prepare. Keep breathing in as the leg comes up, out as it comes back. So knee to hand, taps behind. Knee to hand, taps behind. In as it comes up, out as it goes back. For 10 and 9 and 8. So you can keep that hip tucked underneath you. 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. On our last one, the leg stays lengthened out behind us. We square those hips round to the front, keep the hip bones nice and level, ribs drop up and back, and we breathe out as we tap for 10 and 9 and 7, 6, 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Bring that leg together. We're going to make our way down to the mat now. So we're going to come onto our roll down into a press up. So just a little reminder of your press up levels. Level 1, you stay in your all fours shape. Bend the elbows just to bring the chest down to the mat. So Whichever press up you're doing, start by lifting out from the shoulders, so breastbone up away from the mat, and try and keep that on throughout the movement, breathing out throughout the whole thing. Level 2, the body straightens out, so shoulders in a long line to the knees. And then level 3, up into your plank position. So whichever level you want to do, we're going to do a few roll downs together. You take as many press ups as you want to at the bottom of each roll down. So we're breathing in to prepare, and then breathing out to start to roll down. So bringing the chin forward first, and then lengthening down through the hands to let the upper back arch. Knees are as bent as you need them to be as we let the mid back arch, and then the lower back, and then the tailbone. So we're down in a nice deep C shape here. Breathing in at the bottom, and then as we breathe out, starting to walk out to whatever shape you want to make for your press up. Breathing out as you press up. So level 1s, level 2s, or level 3s. When you've done as many or as few, you don't have to do any if you don't want to. We're going to start pressing back towards the feet. Keeping the knees bent as we slowly roll up, so thinking about tucking the tail under first, and then the lower back, and then the ribs come up, and then last thing, the head and the neck. Just going to get my hair out of the way. So we're breathing in at the top here. Think about that nice deep ribcage expansion that we talked about in the warm-up. And then as we breathe out, we start to roll down, so keeping that wee bit of fruit between the chin and the front of the neck. We bring the chin forward towards the breastbone, curve from the upper back, mid back, lower back, down into a nice curve. Take any stretches that you might want to here, or keep breathing out as you start to walk out to your press up. Breathing in at the top of your press up, lifting up through those shoulders, lengthening down through the backs of the heels. Breathing out as you press down and up, and then slowly walking the hands back in and rolling back up. One more like that. We're breathing in to prepare, and then out to roll down. Think about each little bit of your spine moving one at a time, nice and slowly. Allow it all to curve, allow any tension to rest down, so you're getting a little bit of traction in the spine with gravity as you rest forward, and then taking that into a walk forward. Last set of press ups, so go for, again, as many or as few as you want. And then when you have done that, we're going to meet in all fours. I'm just going to check this is still recording, because it is. Yes. That tendency to stop after 5. It's very stressful. So, that's great. Hopefully it keeps going now. So we're on all fours. We're going to come into a little sequence of hip strengthening. So our kind of swimming series, but mainly using the legs. Here we're going to lift up from the breastbone and breathe in to prepare. And then as we breathe out, we're going to lengthen our leg out behind us, float it up towards the ceiling, tap it back down and bring it back in. So we're breathing out as it lengthens out and up, in as it comes in and in. If you want to make this harder, you can either add a resistance band if you've got one at home. You can float the opposite arm out, or you can float the opposite arm and lift the shin of the other leg. So either of those things will challenge your stability a little, which will make it a wee bit harder to do the exercise. Wherever you are, we're tapping out and up, coming in, out and up, and in. See if you can push equally through both hands. So if your weight feels like it's coming over to one side, see if you can spread it evenly. And keep lifting up through the breastbone and through the back of the body, so the tummy and the ribs are lifting up away from the mat. One more like that. It's going to stay long and tap up and down for 5 and 4, breathing out all the way for 3 and 2 and 1. Good. It's going to tap behind and in front. Ooh. Hazards of home Pilates. It's going to tap over to one side of the mat, up and over to the other for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. It's going to circle for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And last little push, it's going to slide out to the side at hip height and back in and across for 5 and 4 and 3. So see if you can keep the neck quite long for 2 and 1. Good. We'll let that leg rest down. Same thing on the other side. I'm just going to move over a teeny bit so I'm not hitting the wall here. So breathing in to prepare. As we breathe out, our leg lengthens out and up. As we breathe in, it taps in and in. So along the mat and up, in and in. Imagine somebody was pulling you from your foot. So the leg's getting longer rather than trying to lift it up as high as you can. So here at your lower back, it's quite still. Imagine that you had a wee tray of drinks or something balance in there, so you're trying to keep that area relatively still as the leg moves. Again, option to lengthen the arm out if you want to, or float the shin off if you want to make it harder. Wherever you are, try and keep equal pressure through both hands. And see if you can keep lifting the front of the body up away from the mat for 3 and 2 and 1. It's going to lengthen out behind us. It's going to stay long. Hips are level. It's tapping up to hip height and back down for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. It's going to tap across and then over for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Keep lifting up through the front of the body and 1. It's going to circle up at hip height for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And then it's going to slide out to the side and then across towards the other side. So trying to keep it roughly hip height. Keep those ribs lifting up. Keep the shoulders lifted for 3. Breathing out as it goes one way, in as it goes the other for 2 and 1. Good. Bringing the legs back down. We're going to take the knees wide and we're going to walk the hands forward. And we're just going to give ourselves a little bit of a stretch here. So allowing the forehead to rest down towards the mat. You can come up onto your pinkies if that feels like it gives you a better stretch at your back. We're going to come back to those deep breaths that we were doing in our warm up. So right down to the tummy, let gravity help you. So let that tummy come forward as you breathe in. And then allowing the breath just to come nice and slowly out. Taking your time with your exhale. Slowing down the breathing and also giving the upper back a nice stretch if you're feeling a bit tight. We're going to pad back to all fours. We're going to do a little combination of our hover and our press up. So our hover level ones are keeping the feet down and just drawing the tummy and lifting up away from the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then when you come to your press, you're pressing down and up from that position. Level 2s are exactly the same. So from your kind of modified plank position, You're just curling the toes to lift the knees slightly up and then lower down. Level 3s are coming to full plank and staying up there, sorry, for your press up. So whatever position you're doing your hovering, you're coming into the same position for your press. So we're breathing in to prepare. We're breathing out to lift up either tummy or knees with the toes curled or legs straight. We're lowering down, taking a breath in and then pressing down and up. So breathing in to prepare. I'll do level 1. Breathing out, everything lifts up away from the mat. 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in and breathing out to press down and up. Sorry, space is not great here, but I'll do my best. I'll do one more with level 2s. So lengthening the legs out slightly, breathing in to prepare, curling the toes, breathing out to float the knees up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then lowering the knees down to press up with a breath out. Good, brilliant. Let's come down onto the mat. So we're gonna, if you've got a head block, pop it in behind the head. Don't worry if you don't, that's fine. Just either use like a rolled towel or something roughly the same height, or just rest your head down, and if you feel that you're uncomfortable then fold your mat in a couple of times so you've got a wee bit of padding underneath the head. So I hope you can still see me lying down here. We're going to come straight into our one leg circle exercise. I'll do a slightly modified version on this side just so I'm not kicking the wall. So once we get to our rest position here, our level 1 starts from here. So breathing in to prepare, breathing out to bring the leg up into your single tabletop. So our one leg circle is just imagining that there was a beam of light coming from your knee. So coming up like that onto the ceiling, and you're just drawing a circle with that beam of light. So the opposite hip stays glued down on the mat. As soon as you make your circle big enough, your hip will want to start to peel off, and that's where we're going to stop our circle. So you want to push it so you feel like your tummy's having to work to keep you still, but not push it so far that you're tipping over towards the leg. So level 1, level 2, straight leg from your rest position, and level 3 and 4 are exactly the same but from your double tabletop. So scooping in and up to bring yourself up. One leg circle level 3, one leg circle level 4. Okay. So let's breathe in all together. Breathe out to come to your starting position. So either single or double tabletop, long leg or short leg. We're going to circle, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. We're going to breathe in, and then as we breathe out, it's going to go the other way for 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Breathing in, it's going to circle for 1 and 2. So trying to keep the upper body quite still for 3. Head, neck and shoulders are relaxed. 4 and 5. We'll meet at the top, breathing in, and as we breathe out, circling the other way for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Good. Give that thigh just a hug in towards your chest. You can take it side to side if you want to, and then let's swap to the opposite side. So make sure you're in a nice comfy position at your back and your shoulders. If you want to challenge your stability a little bit more, you can cross the hands over the chest, and that takes away your kind of upper limb ability to stabilise, so makes all of this work a little bit harder. So let's find our start position again, breathing in to prepare, and then breathing out to lift up, either into your single tabletop or up to your double tabletop. Breathing in at the top and then breathing out as we circle either bent knee, so stays at about 90 degrees. Okay, breathing in at the top, we're going to circle the opposite way for 1. I'm showing you all the options here. 2, level 4, 3, and 4, and 5, good. Going back to level 3, breathing in and breathing out to circle round for 1 and 2. Try and keep this bit of your body quite still. Opposite knee stays really still. 4 and 5. Last one, breathing in at the top and breathing out to circle for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Good. Bring them both feet back down. We're going to pop the head block out if you were using one. We're going to come onto our shoulder bridge. So just a little mini series here. So breathing in to prepare, breathing out to start to tilt. So remember this one, you're peeling the spine up off the mat little by little. So pelvis first, then lower back, then mid back until you're resting just in that bit in between the shoulder blades. Knees stay kind of hip distance apart. We breathe in at the top, and as we breathe out we lengthen the knees down away from us, and then what we're going to do is dip our hip down to one side and squeeze up, opposite hip and squeeze up. So we're letting our back rotate a little bit, getting a lovely wee bit of mobility at our back, and then we're squeezing the glutes to bring back up. So dipping down and up, breathing in as you go down, out as you squeeze up. For 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. If you're comfortable, stay up in your shoulder bridge. If you feel like you're losing your position or you're not comfy, come back down and then come back up. From here we're just going to lift our heels, so 1 at a time, lifting up, swapping legs for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Keep going with that if that feels like enough. If you want a little bit more, see if you can lift both heels at once for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Again, last little bit if you want to come down, if you're feeling like that's enough, come back down, give your back a little stretch. If you want to do the last little bit, we're just going to see if we can lengthen one leg out, circle it round, and then bring it back in. So it's going long, we're staying nice and level at the hips as it circles round, and then it taps back in. Breathing out as it does the work, then as it comes back in. One more each side, you can keep the same height at your bridge. Good. Last one. And then slowly bringing the ribs down first, and then the middle of the back, and then the lower back, and then the pelvis, and the tail. Good. We're going to take our arms out wide if you're in a small space. Bend your elbows so that you've still got enough space to get them up, and then we're just going to gently take the knees side to side. So it is important to stretch and move your back as well as strengthen it. And for me just now, I feel that my practice will change a little, and I will try and integrate just a wee bit more kind of relaxation into my practice, because I do feel my head's just spinning a little bit, and it's hard trying to coordinate home life and partners working from home and children running about while you're trying to get work done, and or the opposite, like the kind of staying at home and feeling quite isolated and not seeing friends or colleagues or family. So it is important just to take the time to recognise what effect that's having on your body, and then make it a regular practice to counteract that and allow your muscles to switch off. and just be mindful. If you're carrying tension, that's a completely normal response, but try and also allow yourself time to ease that tension off. So before we come over onto our sides, we're just going to take one thigh up towards the chest, and then the other thigh up towards the chest, and then if you want to, both knees together and circling round the other way. So hopefully you feel your lower back's just had a nice wee release there before we come over onto our sides. So when you're ready, I'll get you just to slowly take your bottom over towards the left, knees come over towards the right, and then get yourself in a nice long position for your side lying exercises. Checking once more that this is still filming. It seems to be, hurrah! Cool, great. So last little bit of work, we're going to do just a side leg series. Our arm goes out long, hopefully my whole body's in. So arms are long, legs are long. Remember that wee bit of space between the side of your body and the mat if you can. So imagine somebody was lengthening this side of your waist down, or making this top leg a little bit longer. So we're going to breathe in to prepare. We're going to breathe out as we lift and lower. So starting just nice and simple. Out as it comes up, in as it comes down. If you want to make it harder, floating that underneath leg up. If you want to make it harder, still take the hand up onto the top of the hip. See if you can, and I'm so guilty for doing this a lot, see if you can draw your ribs back towards you, so help those upper abs engage as you lift and lower for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. It's going to come up quickly and then it's going to drop down, up, drop it down, catch it just before the foot, up, up and drop, up and drop. Keep the toes pointing slightly down towards the floor for 3 and 2 and 1. Good. It's going to come back to hip height. We're going to kick it forwards, keeping it level with the hip, and then draw it back. So, oh, again, hazards here, my little lantern. So ensure you've got as much space as you can so that you can actually move. So similar to your one leg circle, your leg will eventually start to leave your body over, and that's your sign to bring it back. So take it far enough to challenge your balance, and again you can have the underneath leg floating to make this harder, but don't allow it to rotate you forwards or backwards. Try and keep your body from here up as if no one knows that you're doing the exercise. So we're breathing in as it comes forward, out as it comes back for 5 and 4 and 3. I'm doing a mini back because of the space, and 2 and 1. Good. Last little bit of energy, we're going to tap forwards and backwards. So up and over, again, sorry, space here. So drawing a rainbow shape with that foot, up and over, again trying to keep those ribs drawn back, tummy muscles engaged as we move for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Allow the very last little bit, we're going to keep it up at hip height. We're going to do tiny little pulses with our foot pointing down towards the floor, heel up towards the ceiling, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5 and out, 2, 3, 4, 5 and lower, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Good. Give the knees a bend and give that top hip a little rub. Really nice work. We're going to do a little bit of side planking before we come over to the other side. So we're going to keep the knees bent, they're forward of our body, our hips are on top of each other. If you've got a head block, pop it in underneath the elbow. If you don't, just roll your mat to give yourself a wee bit of padding. So we're going to breathe in to prepare. As we breathe out, level ones are working on lifting the rib cage up away from the armpit. Level 2s will do the same, lift, but then they'll push up, so lift the hip. Level 3s are going to lengthen that top leg out, so you're just pushing with the underneath leg. So we're going to do 10 all together. Just take as many or as little as you want, you don't need to do all 10. So breathing in to prepare, and out to do ribs and hip, plus or minus leg long. Breathing in as we come down, out as we lift up, in as we come down. Main bit is keeping the inner ribs away from the inner arm. In as we come down, out as we come up. For 6, I think. And 5, 4, 3, and 2. Good work. And 1. Lovely, well done. You can take yourself through a little knee roll if you want to come over to the other side, or I'm just going to take my knees through the middle and then come down to this side. Last little bit of this video, plus a whole other video if you would like to do double Pilates tonight. So get yourself set up. I'm kind of looking down towards the camera, but ideally you want to look straight in front of you, so you've still got that wee bit of fruit underneath your chin, space between the side of the body and the mat. Easier if the hands in front, harder if the hands up. Breathing out to lift and into lower. Good, so just taking your time. Underneath leg can float to make it harder. Toes point down slightly towards the floor, so that just helps you engage the side of the hip instead of using just the muscles at the back of the hip. Good. Head, neck and shoulders are quite relaxed. For 3 and 2 and 1. It's going to come up quickly and then it's going to drop, and you're going to catch it just before it touches the other foot. So up quick, catch, up quick, catch, up quick, catch. It can be resting down or underneath leg stays floating. If you feel like it's getting too much for the hip, you're taking it into a short lever, so bending the knee. Good. So you can keep the ribs drawn back for 3 and 2 and 1. Good. It's going to come up to hip height and float forwards and backwards. So our one leg kick exercise, challenging the stability at our trunk as well as working the muscles at the front and the back and the side of the hip. Shoulders stay quite still and relaxed. Trying to keep that foot on the level, breathing out as it goes one way, in as it goes the other. Harder if your hand's up on your hip, so challenges that stability a wee bit more. For 3 and 2. My hip's getting tired already. And 1. Good. We came on to our rainbows next, so tapping in front, up and over to tap behind. Again, trying to keep that body quite nice and still. Again, if your leg's feeling tired, take it into a bent knee. So make the lever a little bit shorter. If you've got a wee bit of energy left in that hip, try and come up and over. For 5 and 4, a nice arch shape with the foot. For 3 and 2 and 1. Really nice. And then we did our little pulses, didn't we? So keeping it up for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, and slowly lowering for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Bend in the knees. That was much more of a burn on that side for me. I have actually been strengthening this side, so I probably need to work on strengthening my right hip now as well. It's obviously lagging behind a little bit. So let's come up to our side plank, final thing in this little sequence. So either head block underneath the arm, or just roll your mat to give yourself a wee bit of support at the elbow. The knees are forward of our hips. Get your back in a comfy position before you start, and then think about either breathing out to lift the ribs for level 1, ribs and hip. For level 2, top legs out for level 3. So last little 10 exercises, do as many or as few as you want to. Breathing in to prepare and out to lift up. In as we come down, out as we come up. For 7 and 6 and 5. Keep the armpit nice and spacious from the ribs. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Well done. I'm going to stop this video here just in case you want to do both. So doing a full kind of class length. So yeah, I'll do a separate video for the cool down. Okay, hopefully that's not too annoying, but it'll give you the option to do a long class if you want to.